Thank you for tuning in. This is my recap from Golden Boy Promotions Friday night DAZN card from Bank of California Stadium. First up, this is going to be Starlin Castillo, who delivered the knockout of the evening over fellow undefeated prospect Miguel Contreras. He landed a devastating left hook, put him to sleep immediately as the punch was landed. Paramedics and the stretcher was brought out for Contreras, who seemed to be well after, but it was a very scary knockout and it was impressive. And again, for this, Starlin Castillo, he's got a manager who you only need to know by one name, and that is Samson Lekowitz. I'll try to say his name, but it's Samson. You guys know who he is. He does a great job with finding these fighters in the rough, diamonds in the rough here, and he's got these guys making noise every time they're out here. So definitely keep an eye on for Starlin Castillo, as I am definitely looking forward to his next fight. And Samson, keep bringing these impressive performances and fighters out here. Thank you. Next up, we got Lamont Roach, who came in, did what he had to do. Second round stoppage. Hopefully, he gets a bigger fight next, maybe a title shot by the end of the year. More than likely, could face the winner of Rene Alvarado and Gutierrez as they will meet for the third time. So hopefully, he gets that fight. He did ask for it after the fight, so let's go. Next up, we're going to speak about. Man, this thing is ridiculous here. Sulem Urbina against Naoyuki Fujioka. It was a great fight. I really enjoyed it. I had to fight 6-4 for Sulem Urbina. I could understand a 5-5 or 6-4 for Fujioka as well, who fought her great fight as well. Gave it her all, but Lou Moret had to come in as always and messed up with a scorecard of 9-1 in favor of Fujioka. And whoever you talk to will tell you that that was not the right score. Either way you looked at it. It's terrible that we still have these type of judges and judging going on in boxing, and that more than anything else is what's really affecting our sport, not YouTube and all this other nonsense. It's the terrible, terrible judgment and judging that we're getting from these people who seem to have their scorecards filled out before the fight even begins and just go on forward from there, because both of these fighters fought really well. They put their best foot forward, and it's a shame to see that a judge was watching something else or had no idea what he was looking at. So congratulations to Fujioka, but we need better judging in boxing overall, period. Next up, it was what many consider to be an upset between William Cepeda and Hector Tanajera, or Tanajera. First off, I had Cepeda winning this fight from the beginning when it was announced. He's just too strong, too physical, and too much of a pressure fighter. He gave it his all, broke down Tanajera, who good on Robert Garcia in his corner and stopping the fight. He was starting to take a beating. Did not need to see more of that. And for Cepeda, he positions himself great in the 135-pound weight division. And, he could get a big fight if he continues to win like this. So let's see what comes next for this man, because that was an impressive performance. Up next, we got Sinisa, Super Bad Estrada, who again came through, delivered a great performance for the fans. Had the fans, really screaming for her, having going crazy. And she dominated her opponent, Tsunami. Her opponent was really tough, though. I will give her credit. She took some shots, came forward, never gave in. Early on, I had it 3-3, and then Sinisa just took over, took the rest of the fight. I gave it to her 7-3 in total. She is now a two-weight world champion, and who knows what comes next for her, but she is definitely elevating herself and the sport of women's boxing. Next up, we got Joseph Jojo Diaz against Javier Fortuna. Jojo, as you can see here, was cut early on from a headbutt. He was also docked a point, but he did not let that hold him down. Early on, I had to fight 3-2 with the point taken away. It was tied up in the fifth round or after 5 rounds, and then Jojo to me started to work his magic, started to go to the body a lot, started to break Fortuna down, started to not give in, and just really kept the pressure up. It was a really good fight, very competitive. I personally, again, had to fight at the end, 8-4 for Jojo Diaz, who now becomes the WBC interim lightweight champion and the mandatory for Devin Haney. Also, he puts himself in position to, challenge Ryan Garcia as well. He gave himself really good options after this. So congrats to Jojo Diaz after everything he's been through over the last year. It was good to see him get this win. You could see here, he had a very special moment with his son, also receiving a little WBC championship belt. So congratulations to JoJo. Solid performance, man, and looking forward to seeing you come forward with your next one. either Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, or maybe another fighter at 130 for a bout. Maybe he goes back and tries to pick up his IBF title. But the man now has options after a very impressive performance here against Javier Fortuna. Last, we're going to go with the Zurdo Ramirez, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez against Sullivan Barrera. It was a fight that many were looking forward to because they wanted to see Zurdo in action again. I wanted to see him against a legit fighter. Yes, Sullivan Barrera has seen better days. That's not that's not to be ignored. But Zurdo did what he had to do. Got in there, broke Barrera early with the body shots. 2 knockdowns in round 3, 1 in round 4, and the fight was over. Body shots were wicked. He did his job. He got him out of there. Put himself in a good position to possibly challenge Dimitri Bivol for his title, and maybe put himself in the Canelo sweepstakes should Canelo move up to 175, as he said he may do against Artur Beterbiev. Zurdo won his fight again. Great body work, nice action. Came out a little slow as usual, just to set everything up. Once he got that timing down, got Barrera out of there and did what he had to do. It was a great fight, great night throughout for everybody. I want to thank Cy Williams from Golden Boy for the photos, and also Lena Baker and Albert Baker from Under the Hand Wraps for these photos. They do a great job. Shouts out to them. Also, this last one is by me. They had a great evening, both of these fighters. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Catch the next recap.